Hey gang, welcome back to another video here at J Daddy's Workshop. I had an issue yesterday, or last night, with my air compressor. I'd used it yesterday, I'd used it quite a bit over the last several weeks, and I knew that it was making noise and having problems, and I came out this morning and my shop was filled with smoke. Well, the smoke was from the belt that had burned off, not electrical smoke, which is a good thing. I don't know how long it was running, but it's not running anymore. So I'm going to take this cover off and we're going to do a little walk around, let's say, and look at this compressor. Now, I'll point out that this is a Sanborn Black Max that I bought used from my neighbor, and at that time the motor was bad, and I had put it in the shop and I bought a new motor for it from Northern, and it's been operating ever since. I really haven't done any maintenance to this thing, and that's probably not a good thing. I'll just say that up front. Now, the tank has a stamp date on it of 1992, so 28 years old. Is it worth it to keep the tank, to rebuild it? I don't know, probably not, but I'm going to take things apart and we'll take a look at this compressor. I'm going to remove this cover. Basically, it takes 5 1/2-inch bolts. Kind of crusty. Now, again, I have done almost no maintenance to this thing in the entire time that I've had it. All I've really done is, again, replace the motor, and I think I changed the oil once in it. And as you know, or if you've seen my videos on my other channel, I use this air compressor a lot. So the debate is, do I try to salvage this? Do I save the tank? Do I just buy a new compressor? But let's take a little closer look at some of the buildup and stuff that has accumulated on this thing over the years. So I'll start by showing you the manufacturer date, 92 down there on the bottom, and it has a unique, I'm guessing, serial number there. If you look at it, it says 1235 67890. Interesting series on that. So it says max pressure 140 pounds and whatever else is associated with any of that. Up here I have this Northern 5 horsepower. I don't know if it has a date on it or not. I don't see anything, but I bought this probably over 20 years ago. It has worked fine. Here you can see the belt just burned through. So I don't know how long it sat here, but I'm glad it didn't create any other problems. That would have been bad. Pressure switch, never replaced any of that stuff. Oh, there's a gauge here, I guess. Never paid attention to that. I have a gauge, a separate gauge that I have on my water separator down here. And let me show you something else on this side here. This has been accumulating junk. Got the sun coming in on this side. Junk and debris for years. That's a better shot. I don't know why the reflection is hitting that, but you know, if that's, I'm sure that's the air intake, and it has been struggling because that is full of junk. If that's, I'm sure that's what it's trying to been pulling air through for ever. So that could be part of the problem. But it's locked up. And it's not, to me, it's not worth taking this apart and trying to rebuild this. So I'll have to make a decision. I've been looking at other compressors, and I don't want to, I like the idea of an 80 gallon, but I don't know that I want to give up that much space in that corner. I know it's going to take up a bigger footprint, so I may have to do a little more research and see what I want to use. But at this point, this Black Max is kaput. Okay, what did I buy? I bought a Kobalt 2-stage, 80-gallon, 240-volt compressor. Why did I buy a Kobalt? Well, that's a good question. I looked at Ingersoll Rand, DeWalt, Quincy, Husky, and a variety of other ones that are out there. And looking at all the reviews and problems that people are having, this Husky had the least amount of problems from what I saw. Now, as you're looking at it, I have it outside. I'm not going to put it back in the shop. It's too big. It'll block my fuse panel. And so my plan is to get it working out here. In order to do that, I'm going to leave it on a pallet, as you can see down here at the bottom, that it's sitting on the pallet as they come. Leave it on a pallet, and I'm going to build a box around it with a shed type roof and insulate it. I will also, as you probably already can see, it didn't come with this wire. I pulled this wire from the old compressor. So the plan now is I'm going to put a hole through this wall because the outlet or the plug-in is right here behind it, and I'll put a second hole because the air hose fitting is just inside of this wall as well. So to do that, well, that has a nice ring to it. In order to do that, I'm going to use a hole saw kit. Now this is something I got from Harbor Freight. I've used it before, and it comes with a variety of sizes that you can attach to make the hole that you need. All I really need, and I haven't measured it exactly, and I know I could take this end off and feed it through. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to drill a hole and be done with it. So I'll pick out whichever one suits my need and make a hole in the wall. Alright, so here you can see I actually have multiple outlets. I have a 220 here that was a power for the camper that we had, just to keep everything operating in the camper while it was sitting stationary. A 110 outlet for anything else that I use. And then this is also a 220 outlet that is set up for the air compressor. So I want to be able to get in here. All I want to do is drill a hole above this thing, somewhere up here, maybe up a little higher, so that it can come in and turn back and plug into this. This kit, again, this Warrior kit, I probably didn't show you the part number. Part number is 69073, or item number. Pretty simple to use. It's got this two-piece threaded portion here, mandrel, whatever you want to call it, and you snake this in. It lines up because it's got one shape that it lines up to, and then you thread on the back portion. Now I'm sure it's worthwhile to take a wrench, make that tight. I'm going to just see if I can do it without it. Got my cordless drill. Let's make a hole. Pretty handy little tool. Just take that off, push out on that. Then you got a little wheel if you want for a little wagon or something, or not. I think that'll work. Okay, I'm just conducting a test. I do not have a fitting on the opening that would supply the air to the shop. I just want to see if this runs. Fingers crossed, hope I didn't do anything wrong. Oh. I had cut off the breaker like a smart guy. Well, it runs. Looks like it has a little bit of vibration. Hopefully that works out. Yeah. Prepare to be entertained. It has to come off the pallet. It has to come off the pallet, so we're going to be creative. Your turn, Joe. Now we go back. Then we have to tilt this up. So we get that first one. Now deal in front first. Then we're going to go back. Make sense? Yep. Okay. Okay. Now, tell you what we can do. You want to keep that down too far? I mean, just losing a little bit of leverage. I don't think it's going to lose enough. Okay. See what you can, if you can lift that. Yep.
Hold on a sec. Let me. Okay.
All right. All right, ease down, ease down. Get your hands out of the way. Okay. Now. Okay. All right, now. Take another. Don't try this at home.
We're trained professionals.
Booyah! That's all it took. Just like that.
It's magic.
We're safe. It's all good. Well, now we know. The compressor definitely needs to be mounted to the concrete. So I'm going to cover that in the next video, but I want to thank you for watching, and until next time, take care of yourselves. See ya. Okay, as you can probably hear, my neighbor's running his pressure washer. Planes flying overhead. Beautiful day in November. Well, it's a beautiful day to be putting in a new air compressor. Husky, a variety of brands out there. This one had really good reviews. Plus, pretty